So, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the delay and my network challenges, but good evening. And it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all for the virtual session on building logistics capitals with the focus on policies and partnerships for progress. I consider it my privilege to welcome Mr. Amrit Lal Meena, Additional Secretary Logistics, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Shri Meena IAS is presently Additional Secretary Logistics in the Department of Commerce. Earlier, he was Secretary in Government of Bihar, looked after various departments, including Rural Development, Urban Development, Building Corporation. He's also worked as Principal Secretary, Additional Chief Secretary in Road Construction Department, Government of Bihar, building a better and sustainable network of roads in Bihar. Roads and bridges infrastructure projects have got massive speed during his tenure, and there has been commendable addition of new bridges on major rivers and four laning on five ways. We as the logistics community have you to thank, sir, for that. Srimina had earlier worked as Joint Secretary, Ministry of Food Processing Industry, Government of India. He has also worked as Ministry of Rural Development in Government of India. He served as District Magistrate in five districts of Bihar for over 9 years. On behalf of CII, we would like to thank Sri Amritlal Meena for giving a forward note to this compendium, which will be released by him today. It's also my pleasure to welcome our colleague Dr. Ganesh, senior expert from McKinsey and Company, who has been a key contributor to all the initiatives of CI Institute of Logistics, and Mr. Abhinav Singh, director from Amazon. Abhinav started his professional career in the oil and gas industry. He sailed onboard crude oil, LPG, and LNG ships and attained the rank of captain. He then worked ashore in freight trading risk assurance and decided to pursue a career in management. After completing his MBA, Abhinav joined Amazon and over the last 7 years has held leadership roles in network design, network execution, product management, and now operations. He enjoys building things, solving problems, and takes seriously his role in developing others. About the CI Institute of Logistics, as we all know, CI has center of excellences across the country, and they support the Indian industry through various services on key areas for India's sustainable growth. To address the need for sharpening India Inc.'s competitive edge through better logistics and supply chain practices, CI Institute of Logistics was established as a center of excellence in logistics and supply chain. A few words about the compendium. Building logistics capitals. India is on the cusp of taking leadership in global arena. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has envisioned India to be an Atmanirbhar Bharat. India is thriving on a base of large and small companies. The large size of domestic market, in fact, has attracted many multinationals to come in India and set up their manufacturing and retail base in India. The next step is the journey to make India's warehousing and logistics Atmanirbhar. The market for logistics in India is valued at approximately 200 billion, with a CAGR of 10% expected in next 5 years. This can be further split into transportation and warehousing. While transportation constitutes approximately 88 to 90% of logistics costs, warehousing is the remaining 10%. The logistics market is highly unorganized, with only 15% share in the hands of the organized players. Presently, India ranks 44th on the Logistics Performance Index. This is due to higher cost of logistics, skewed modal mix, high overheads due to lack of last mile connectivity, and shortage of skilled manpower. India needs to improve its warehousing and logistics to connect its manufacturers, sellers to both domestic as well as international markets. The much awaited national logistics policy will be a guiding document for the country to streamline and reform its logistics. Meanwhile, many states have formulated their own vision regarding logistics and warehousing in state policies. CI Center of Excellence in Logistics and Supply Chain has documented a useful compendium of logistics policies of five states to capture a snapshot of how states are looking at incentivizing and promoting logistics and warehousing. The institute has facilitated 5 stakeholder roundtables in states of Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Assam, and Haryana. Logistics and warehousing experts from the industry, think tanks, academia interacted under closed door dialogue with state government and provided suggestions that on the role the government and the industry can play in creating multiple logistics hubs in the country. The deliberations suggested were made on variety of topics including how to create quality infrastructure and distribution infrastructure, how to create safe and secure robust transportation infrastructure, which processes and systems can be digitized and what right mix of human and automation can be used, what labor reforms are required by the industry in the logistics sector, and how quality talent can be attracted and retained in the industry. What incentives, fiscal and non-fiscal, are required from the government to promote logistics and warehousing industry? I hope this compendium will provide a clear perspective on the importance of logistics industry in accomplishing the Atmanirbhar mission. My personal views on this are that we have traveled decades in months of the close of the lockdown or the closure of supply chains in the during the pandemic, and digitization along with a renewed push to logistics and rail has been long due, but everybody realized the importance to grab the center stage and deliver what the country wants us to deliver. With this, may I now request Mr. Abhinav Singh, Director Amazon, to deliver his keynote address.
Thank you, Mr. Arora. Thank you so much for inviting me here today. It's certainly a privilege to talk to all of you and also to talk to Shri Meena today on the topic of building logistics capitals. I will approach the topic from the lens of building lasting public and private partnerships and their role in shaping our future. A more practical perspective, as it were. If you look at logistics in its entirety, like you called out earlier, it's the integration of warehousing, transportation, and technology. An efficient service has a direct impact on the quality and competitiveness of the goods and services produced by a country, and thereby makes a significant contribution to the economy, the livelihood of people, and ultimately national prosperity. More stark an example is that of China and how over the last few decades they've been able to really reduce the cost of goods by investing in infrastructure. Over the last 3 decades here in India as well, the government has made incredible investments in logistics infrastructure like roadways, the rail network, ports, and airports. These investments have successfully contributed in the economy's rapid economic growth. But we need to continue this journey, and if anything, accelerate it to meet the growing needs of an economy that's transforming from being investment-led to consumption-led. It's also essential to serve the new emerging imperative of self-sufficiency or Atmanirbharta, as you very rightly called out. Logistics in India still faces some challenges from the perspective of safety, reliability, efficiency, and sustainability. These continue to constrain our economic development and need to be addressed through a partnership between the government and the private sector. The National Logistics Policy that was brought out to address these very challenges in 2019 is a very good first step. It also demonstrates the determination of the government to accelerate the development of modern logistics, and is certainly very welcome. If we start customer backwards and try and understand what logistics in India could and should look like, we can review it from 2 lenses. One, that of the logistics user. These are companies, enterprises, industries using logistics as a service. And the second, from the lens of the society or the country at large. Logistics users are concerned about cost, efficiency, and service quality. Their demand to logistics and enterprises is to reduce the cost and improve the speed and service from a quality perspective. However, if we zoom out and look at it from a macroeconomic or from a social perspective, logistics is concerned with more than just economic efficiency. It should also reduce costs, example, improve safety standards, reduce pollution. It should conserve energy, and it should optimally utilize the country's resources and also be a key sector for employment. In delivering this dual value, um, the government can play a very proactive role through three major development functions: improving and maintaining progressive laws, regulations, and institutional frameworks, guiding the logistics sector towards safe, energy efficient, and environmentally friendly operations, reduce negative externalities from an operations perspective, and develop appropriate policies to address areas where market mechanisms may not effectively work, such as improving national transportation and logistics infrastructure. The approach that the government can take could be varied. The United States, for example, relies on free market mechanisms, whereas the governments in Germany and China play a much stronger role. Both models come with pros and cons. The US model leads to short sighted, exploitative behavior in markets at times, whereas in the Germany or the Japan model, where there is a lot more regulation, there may be insufficient private sector investment after government investments in infrastructure. We in India are in the midst of an economic and social transformation that will reshape the industry. And the government could consider the special timing and situation when they decide upon the proper model for logistics development. At this time, it won't be out of place to recognize the role that industry associations such as CII could and would play in logistics development. Industry associations are effective intermediaries between the government and the association members. If we look at the industries in India, most of them are small to medium sized. This limits the demand to mostly crude and basic logistics services, where price is a key determinant in supplier selection and not necessarily quality or capability. Although we have a range of services from a logistics perspective in India, starting from the low end to the mid to high end logistics services, but the demand is mostly for the low and mid range services. This creates a vicious cycle of poor efficiency and higher costs. You called out the Prime Minister's vision of lowering the cost of logistics and moving the country towards Atmanirbharta. This vicious cycle that we get stuck in of higher costs and lower efficiency prevents us, or at least stalls our progress towards that goal. In order to shift from this low and mid range to the high end services, a critical enabler will be large scale logistics hubs. Well designed and developed regional logistics hubs with multimodal transportation capabilities that perform a multitude of functions, including customs clearance, warehousing, distribution, cross-docking, and other value-added services. I want to use an example very briefly, that of the Port of Illinois in the US. The Port of Illinois is the largest inland dry port in the world. Its creation from a heavily polluted brownfield site showcases the success of good government policy and well-crafted public-private partnership. The Port of Illinois is a $3 billion project developed over 90 square kilometers by a company called Centerpoint in the landlocked state of Illinois. Just to provide a context, Illinois contributes about 4.5% to the national GDP in the US, similar to Punjab or Haryana's contribution here in India. Due to heavy soil pollution, the land in question could not be used for residential or commercial development. No housing or retail establishments could be built on it, but it was suitable for logistical applications. land parcels of that size, as in India, are very hard to come by, especially since it was located at the intersection of two major highways and was connecting two major railroads and had decent access to an inland waterway. The big milestone in delivering this project of about $3 billion was basically three or four. The first one was the Illinois state government getting a heavily polluted brownfield property transferred from the US Army and zoning it for industrial use. Then the state and local governments constructed water and sewage systems and built the access roads. The improved land was sold at an attractive price to Centerpoint as an inducement for private investment. And then Centerpoint went ahead and signed anchor tenants for long-term leases to kickstart the project. I do believe that we can have similar success stories here in India as we scale over the next few years. I have a few thoughts on things that we could do or critical enablers. We must accelerate the development of inland water transport. Inland waterway transport is a low cost, energy efficient, environmentally friendly mode of transport. Second, we should emphasize comprehensive planning in logistics park construction. Most logistics hubs in India are connected to only one network, example, road or rail. A comprehensive plan that opportunistically leverages multiple networks in coordination with urbanization of the area will accelerate this journey. And finally, build the foundational elements of an efficient multimodal network. There are three to my mind: a national rail container network, promotion of drop and pull transport in road transportation, and promotion of containerized movement on inland waterways. We will not be able to successfully transition to a multimodal form of transportation unless in all three, rail, road, and water, we build the foundational elements of efficient transportation of containers. Thank you once again for inviting me here today and listening patiently. I, like all Indians, am very optimistic about our future and the role of logistics. Most stakeholders responsible for shaping that future are here today on this call. So best of luck to all of us. Thank you and stay safe.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abhinav Singh. I would now request Dr. K. Ganesh, a senior knowledge expert, McKinsey and Company, to deliver his address on building logistics capitals.
Yeah, Anil, can I chip in for a second? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we request Dr. Ganesh to make his presentation on gist of the compendium, we request our additional secretary to announce the release of this compendium. Then we can share the highlights of it.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Shri Meenaji, please announce it. Yeah.
Yeah. I request a release of compendium building logistic capitals. It may be, it stands released.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, we have a small video clipping. It will come on screen.
Right.
Please play it.
It's still loading. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, next time we'll do with some audio or
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
some technical issues. Otherwise, audio also should have come. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Oh, right.
Over
No
to you,
problem.
Ganesh.
Thank you for the release of the compendium, Meenaji. And I now invite again Ganesh to give his address on the compendium, please.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Mr. Arora. Thank you very much. Hope my screen is visible. I'll keep it very short. We would also love to hear from Shimina, right? So I'll keep it not more than 4 or 5 minutes, Shimina. So then I think would love to hear from you as well. So greetings to everyone. Very glad to be here in the presence of Shimina, Dr. Maginder, Dr. Banu, Mr. Singh, and Mr. Arora, and the entire audience. Very, very excited and proud to kind of walk you through the overall agenda, the entire content of this compendium, right? So you've seen the glimpse of the compendium in a very good video. I'll probably walk you through what is there in this compendium. It's a marvelous effort from a CII with a great collaboration, which has come out on the table. This is going to be a very useful compendium report in many aspects. So I'll probably take a quick, a rapid walkthrough of the document, which is what is there. I'll probably give you the snippets of each section, right? So what is the flow of the report? The flow of the report is actually having 5 different sections. It talks about Indian economy and the role of logistics as first. I think I got lost in the middle. I'm sorry for that. Am I back now? Sorry for that. Maybe some glimpse, some glitch in the internet. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so the first section is India's economy and role of logistics, and second section is completely on a snapshot of the entire sector, the warehousing and transportation. The third is talking about the regulatory landscape for both warehousing and transportation. The fourth is the complete CII role of discussions with multiple stakeholders and what would be the focus of logistics and role of states. And we have a very good series of recommendations in the last sections, right? So
Dr. Ganesh, we lost you. He's joining back.
am I back?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Murphy's law. Nothing was happened till the minute back. But there is a glitch in the internet. I'm really sorry for that. Yeah. So the first section is more of India's economy, which actually talks about what is the role of logistics in the boosting economy. The very good quotes from our Narendra Modi. We have a quote from Piyush and Shri Nitin Gadkari, especially what is the role of logistics in boosting economy. And the second section is starting with our challenges in India logistics. What is the challenges today, and what are the various complications which we have today, and how there are few emerging ideas which has to come on the table, right? So this is more of key ideas which actually bring on the table to bring more empowerment. How do we bring the more empowerment, more employment, and also how do we kind of bring the efficiency in logistics? that is a the section of the second section, right? So once we move the second section, the third section is more of how do we kind of think through from a snapshot. As I mentioned, the complete transportation snapshot. What is the road, rail, waterways, and airways? What is the percentage of the complete mode of transport in the transportation sector that is involved very well? And also we have very good snapshot of warehousing in terms of both space as well capacity. So that summary is also involved in the snapshot. Then the third chapter, the third section of the report, talking about the complete regulatory landscape. I know there is no specific central law today that governs the logistics in India, but there are a lot of policy initiatives and logistic reform, right? That includes our national logistics policy, WDR, which is your warehousing development regulations, and there are also the Central Warehousing Corporation's policy. So this all talks about the complete landscape or regulatory setup, which is there as a policy initiatives. That is actually the third section. Moving along, we also have a very good context on urban freight and logistics, right? So our Chief Hardeep Singh released a handbook outlining 14 measures, especially in the urban freight, in 4 different areas: how to optimize vehicle use, how to develop infrastructure, and how we can actually think through the land use planning as well, adoption of technology. So that talks about the complete snapshot of urban freight and logistics. That actually covers in the in the fourth section. Now the important section is just the fifth section, right? So that is talks about what is the the logistics and the role of states, right? This is more of, there are 6 states which is already having a well-defined logistics policy. That's great. There are 9 states which is actually working towards redefining and restructuring the logistics policy. So it gives a glimpse of what is the current state of the state, all the states, in terms of the logistics policy, how this is evolving. That is actually covered in the fourth section. Is also have a very, very detailed view of a CII work, right? What CII did is the below. The CII actually expanded its consultation process, especially with the 5 focus states: Maharashtra, UP, Haryana, Tamil Nadu, and Assam, right? So I know these 3 states, UP, Haryana, and Assam, those are well-established logistics policy. But on the other hand, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra, they are in the process of developing the comprehensive logistic plan, right? So these states, 5 states, has been chosen to especially represent the complete microcosm of the country's logistics policy environment. And this 5 states discussed with various industry and government representatives, a very good set of stakeholders, and a lot of deliberations happened. How to create a quality infrastructure, how to create a safe and secure transportation infrastructure. There are many questions have been asked with the stakeholder. From there, the recommendations has evolved, right? The last 30 seconds, this compendium having a very, very detailed recommendations, and those recommendations are on 7 different contexts, right? So one is the state should recognize the logistics sector as an industry. That is one. And as Mr. Singh mentioned, we have to create logistics zones. That is very, very important, right? So ultimately, identify land, state should create logistics zones. We should actually waive fees for agriculture to commercial land conversion. So that is one of the important recommendations from this document. And how do we reform building regulations? Increase the permissible food square index, especially on the plot. That is an important recommendation. How do we improve standards and sustainability? This is more of how do we adopt the sustainable infrastructure practices and standards so that this goes to the next level. And the 5th recommendation is on connectivity. How do we actually bring the investment in connecting roads and bridges, which actually brings a fantastic connectivity? And how do we enhance security? This is more of how do we use digital tools to solve some of the pending issues? And how do we also think through the security in an effective way? The last recommendation is coming from the industry categorization, right? This is more of how the states must consider the best practices from a self-certification point of view, from a deemed approval point of view. So likewise, you will see fantastic recommendations for the state. This is going to be like a very good compendium for all the states. These are some of the snapshot of recommendations. This is how do we make the land procurement easier? How do you ensure law and order? This is going to be a fantastic document. This is like a very useful for the states to step back and consider what they can actually try and do. I would and I really thank Dr. Bhanumati and also Smriti and Dr. Magidhar to kind of bring this report on the table. Maybe last 20-second word, right? So I know logistics is very critical for us to achieve our target, right? Which is a USD 5 trillion economic development, right? So that is our target. So active participation from all the states is very fundamental to create the most needed policies and logistics infrastructure. That is very important to meet the our current manufacturing and the e-commerce supply chain demand, which is evolving a lot, right? So these 5 states referred in this compendium definitely, if you step back, would provide insights into the forward-looking logistics policies as a good case studies, and the 5 actually form as a base. From there, we can actually move to the next states. That's why I would recommend. And further recommendation in the compendium is also strengthen and improve the existing logistics capability in the 5 focus states, and also serve as a very good guidance or very good guidance document for the remaining states to move the bar, right? So I pause here. Would love to hear from Shimina his thoughts, and thanks and for the great opportunity, and it's a great applause to CII to anchor and bring this report on the table.
Thank you, Dr. Ganesh, for your contribution. I now invite our Additional Secretary, Logistics, Ministry of Commerce, Shri Amritlal Meena, to give his inaugural address, please.
Thank you, Anilji, Dr. Ganeshan, Abhinav Singhji, and all respected participants. Let me first congratulate CII Institutes of Logistics and all the stakeholders who have participated in developing this compendium. It truly synthesizes the progress, challenges, and it outlines the scope for further improvement. I believe that the CII approach towards stakeholder consultation to seek actionable recommendations will definitely help us in making this sector further vibrant. Such input will play a vital role in progressive logistic policy developments at both central and the state level. Such valuable exercise will definitely improve cohesive policy development and accelerate economic development. As you all know, Honorable Prime Minister on 13th of October has launched PM Gati Shakti, the National Master Plan for Multimodal Connectivity, with an objective primarily to develop in planned holistic manner, where growth accelerating trustworthy infrastructure through a systematic holistic approach based on knowledge, based on innovations, and based on technology. So PM Gati Shakti, the National Master Plan, as you know, is capturing the existing entire transport network on the digital map. And this master plan will throw the gaps in the system, and the ministries concerned and the state governments, they will take up the gap filling on priority so as to improve our logistic efficiency. Under PM Gati Shakti, an empowered group is envisaged which will take decisions to fill up these important infrastructural needs in all sectors, whether it is road, rail, ports, communication, gas pipeline, all infrastructure sectors. The identified gaps would be filled on priority. Also, a definite role has been envisaged to the state governments. This document, based on the experience of 5 states, throws a lot of recommendation. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry has also undertaken this logistic ease across different states survey. A report thereof is likely to be released in the near future. That report also throws out recommendation on the logistic gaps across different states in terms of infrastructure, in terms of the legal framework, in terms of the systems they are following, and also, in terms of the policies and programs. So that recommendation plus recommendation which has been made here will be action points for the logistic division in close coordination with CII. We will now take them up with the state governments. We have decided to have an institutional arrangement of interaction with the state governments, wherein the industry associations, the logistic service providers associations are also partner, so that the problem being faced by user are captured, and the authorities who are responsible for solving those problems are made known about the problems, and they are requested to improve those issues on priority. So we have developed a system whereby we will very closely interacting with the state governments on all these inputs. In fact, I'll request CII that from your state chapters and from different other stakeholder associations, you may also find out what are the gaps, primarily the policy level gaps, primarily the infrastructural gaps. If that can be compiled, so through these interactive forums which we are planning with the state government and the line ministries, we would like to push them through so as to accomplish them in a time-bound manner. Based on my experience of road sector development, and after having joined this department for last about 5-6 weeks, I can definitely see the requirement from the point of view of logistics sector is not looked into while developing the road sector. While developing the road, we are primarily concerned at an acquisition of right of way for development of a 4-lane or 6-lane or a 2-lane road. But now the utility of that road for the nation is not only for making people move on this road, it's for movement of the goods and the services. And for that, you need to have, multi logistic parks all along the road, particularly at the junctions where it crosses the railway line, the transport nagar kind of the infrastructure along the urban areas. So that land acquisition can be planned along with the right-of-way acquisition of the road. That will involve hardly 5 to 10% extra area, that to agricultural land at very low cost. But if these things are planned subsequently after the road is developed, then the cost would go very high. So now I see that how this requirement of logistics sector, if it is integrated at the planning stage with the land acquisition of the road highway projects, how cheaper it could be, how efficient and smooth it can be. Same is the case with the railway, same is the case with port development. So this holistic approach we will now like to push through. I'm very happy to see the recommendation part which gives clearly the action point for the logistics division. And for if these recommendations are actually turned into deliverable and we are able to achieve it, it will definitely contribute to the sector quite a bit significantly. So I once again congratulate CII, particularly CII Institute of Logistics, for coming out with this compendium, and look forward for very closer interaction and with the objective that all of us work together to reduce the logistic cost and to enhance the competitiveness of our manufacturing sector. I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to participate and releasing this compendium. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Meenaji, for releasing the compendium and giving us this inaugural essay, inaugural address. We welcome you to the logistics family, particularly the CI Institute of Logistics family. And we promise to work together with the government with our full force. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, what I would like to highlight is that as per Mr. Mina's address, the Gati Shakti initiative of the government seems to be a path breaking initiative, and backed by the quick development of roads in the last few years. I think that this is a logical progression of the initiatives of the government. Also, the focus on filling the gaps and working with the state governments. We must remember land and other some policies which affect logistics directly are covered by the state government. So, if the central government has decided to identify the gaps and identified the gaps and now started working with state governments to fill those gaps, I am very hopeful that the pace of change that we will see now will be very, very different. Thank you, Mr. Meena, for highlighting that, and we hope that all cooperation that is required from CII between CII and the government happens at the pace of Gati Shakti. I would also like to thank Mr. Abhinav Singh, Director Amazon, for his keynote address, putting users first and looking at multimodal large format warehouses or logistics parks is what is the way forward for a country like India, which has the ports and the coastline, but the consumption centers and the production centers lie in hinterland. So the American example is very apt of having large dry ports within the hinterland, which crisscross the length and breadth of the country. Last but not the least, our friend from McKinsey, Dr. K. Ganesh, who has been in personal capacity and in McKinsey as McKinsey, a very key contributor to all the knowledge forums that we have. And I'm very sure that this compendium will soon keep on progressing to become a Bible for the industry to follow. We still have lots of grounds to do. 5 states is not enough. Maybe 10 or 15 will be good enough. But I'm very sure once we've started on the right footing and we have the support of the government through experienced Additional Secretary Mr. Meena, who has a good background in roads and development, I'm very sure that we will progress much faster. Thank you very much, everybody, the audience. We will be continuing with the ongoing stakeholder consultations in the remaining states to assist building in logistics plans for the states. And the e-version of compendium can be downloaded from ciinstituteoflogistics.com. And it is also available in CII Hive Virtual Library. I would like to suggest the delegates to share their valuable feedback with us on this compendium. Last but not the least, Ms. Smriti Sharma, Head Public Policy Operations, Amazon, has been a key contributor to this compendium along with Dr. K. Ganesh. So thank you very much, ma'am. And thank you very much, everyone, for taking the time out for this meeting. Thank you.